Hello guys, yeah, welcome. My name is Fetiga Mojidala. This is another day, and you are receiving another message. Uh, Now, day one, I'm so happy. I hope you've created your PayPal account, and that is just hoping. And if it is simple to do, easy to do, and I think we are progressing. I expect that everybody should have done that. Okay, uh, it's the first step to entering into uh, making tech solution. You know, you have to make payments to some services, but definitely once you start creating values and you start rendering services, solutions like affiliate links, now people click through your link. I'm going to explain what affiliate marketing entails, and I'm going to give you some, proofs. It's not going to be like, okay, a cover up. You are going to see my screen, and I beg of you not to misuse this information, okay? Because I'm literally showing you everything, not covering up anything, and it is important that we all appreciate that. Okay, I'm so happy for that. The next thing we are going to do today is to look at web development. Web development, because if you look at our program schedule, what we are going to cover, okay, let me go back to this slide where I talked about everything we are going to cover. We said we are going to look at web development, we are going to look at email solutions, affiliate marketing, payment method, and traffic generation. Okay, so now we are looking at web development. What is web development all about? This is our day one, and people talk about having a website, building a website. Is it even compulsory to have a virtual office online? Definitely it's compulsory, but then some people still do not know that indeed you can have a virtual office online and you can actually set up your files. A web is just a page. A web, when we say web, a page online. Web is an office or a virtual solution that is available on the internet, and that is why for you to actually set up a website you need just two things. You need a domain and you need hosting. Okay, when we say a domain, we mean like my own. You see mojidfetuga.com, you see google.com, you see yahoo.com, you see messengerpanda.com, you see cj.com. All these .com, .ng, .uk, anything you see .online that you put, anything you can actually put, any thing you can put here. Now we have http ://www.google.com mojidfetuga.com. Okay, you just name it, messengerpanda.com, just name it, yahoo.com, yahoomail.com. Anything you can put here is indeed the thing actually went to my Yahoo mail. So anything you can put there is indeed your domain. Now, what is the problem with this domain? What does domain actually do? You see, the hosting is the server where your files are kept. Everything you see online are all files. They are all documents. Applications are files, documents that you actually upload onto a server. Server is like a laptop, like hard disk. Server is an hard disk that is a hard disk that is connected with 24 hours light and 24 hours internet access. So that is just a server. Server is hard disk, normal hard disk that you can put on your phone, you can put like on your laptop and what have you, but it's connected 24 hours on the internet. Let me just do Google ads, Google rather, and let me just say server. Okay, I just type server on Google, and you see this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for images. Okay, good. Let me just pick one image. I don't need what is the server? I don't need Quora. I know what server is. You see this hard disk here. You can see. So these are servers. These small hard disks. This one, each one like this. this is a dedicated server that on this one now they can share it into 2 or 3, and I'm going to talk about servers. So but you can see there's 24 hours light connected to it, and internet is actually connected to it. So you can actually own one where you will keep your files. And why do you need to own a server? Because you want to keep your files. You want your files to be available 24 hours on the internet. Anybody that searches for your file, they should be able to see your flipper shoes. They should be able to see your website available, e-commerce networking. So they should be able to see your files available 24 hours. Now, why do you need to do that? Why do you need to keep your files on the net? It's just basically because you want it to be available 24 hours. And anywhere in the world, it's going to be global, anywhere in the world. I repeat, anywhere in the world. So that is the reasons why you need a server. Now, a domain, a server that we are talking about, let me come here. Let me come to my notepad because I will be explaining. I really want to teach. So a server is the hard disk available on the internet, and this server is connected with the internet access and the lights 24 hours. So their own server provider, their own is just to get you this solution and make sure that it is 24 hours on the internet. Now, this server can only be linked. If I want to have access to this server, I can only have access to the server by having an IP address. That is just it. For me to have access to this server, I will be given an IP address. And it is this IP address that I can then make use of to access the files on this server. It is through this IP address that people actually access their files, keep their files, delete their files, and do anything they want to do on the server. Okay, now the IP address can be like 150.998.24.1.7, something like this. Okay, that is it. Now, people cannot memorize these numbers on all the servers, on all the files that we have on the internet. So what happened is this IP address is now attached to a domain name, a domain registrar. You are going to pick an IP address that the server that you have, your files will be kept in your server. But for people to be able to access your server easily, you have to attach that IP address. You assign it with a domain. So that is what you are going to do. So anybody that clicks mojitfetuga.com is actually requesting to go to the IP address of where Mojit Fetuga actually kept his files on the server. But the IP address will not be easily memorized or remembered or thereabout. And we have millions of IP addresses on the net. So computer can understand that, but humans may not be able to understand. There comes the need for domain. So basically, I'm just using this opportunity to explain these two concepts, your domain and your hosting. Your hosting is your server where you actually put your files. Your domain is a name, a registered name that you have assigned the IP address this hosting server provider, server manager. They will give you an IP address. Then you are going to attach your domain to that IP address. People entering your domain on the search menu will be able to access your files that you kept on the IP address on the server through the IP address. And that's just it. If it makes sense, I say thank you. If it does not make sense, please go through this video one more time. Go take your time to go through the video in order to understand it. So summarily, hosting is files kept on the server. Server can only be accessed through an IP address, which is numbers in form. But this number cannot be interpreted by humans, so we need a domain to attach, to assign to that number. So anybody who types our domain would by the background, the internet will search for the number attached to that domain and will go to the server where the file is hosted and will bring up the files and everything that the person has on his server. So you can definitely delete anything on your server, you can remove anything on your server, and you can actually work, just be creative with your server as soon as you understand web development. That is just the whole summary of web development. I'm not joking, seriously. That is just summary. But the practical aspect, the breaking it down, can now be like, okay, complicated and what have you. But I will try as much as possible to make it easy for you in order to grab the lesson. So let us just go through what you need to understand about server. We are going to do everything. You are going to create a server, you are going to create your domain, you are going to assign everything, you are going to keep your files on the net, you are going to do as much as possible in order to have good understanding of web development. And once your server, everything is ready, you can just register for affiliate programs and start creating sites, create sites, and people can actually search for your site on Google and search networks, and they will be clicking through your link and be making, it's not get rich quick, but once you get it ready, once you are okay with it, you will be very, very happy, and you will be very, very glad to have acquired that skill. Now, when you talk about server and server environment, I'm going to explain some, English grammar here. Now, we talk about hosting type. When we look at this website, this server here can be like a terabyte, okay, of hard disks. This server can be like a terabyte of hard disk, and this hard disk can be shared into probably two, and a single one here will be called dedicated server, okay. Some people can even have cloud, mix of so many servers together, and it's going to be a cloud. But a single one can be a dedicated server, and if they share a single server into two, that will be a VPS, that is virtual private server. It's a server, but it's a private one. You are not sharing with anybody, okay? But within that server, it is hosted within a single hard disk. Probably 2 or 3 will be hosted within a single hard disk. And I've been able to say, okay, shared hosting here is when 100 people, let me say, 100 people now start using a single server. All of you start using the single IP address, all of you, 100. And this one will call its own so.com. Different people will be sharing different traffic, engagement and what have you. And that is shared hosting. It is very, very cheap, okay? But it has so much limitations, extreme limitation. And because you are all together in a single hosting server, if anything happens to any of other sites, it affects you. Sometimes a site can actually upload virus and the server will be contacted, and that is where the issue of shared hosting is. But of course, we cannot start with shared hosting. There are tons of solutions. Let me just click Google. I always want to show what I do, and practical shared hosting server in Nigeria. So we have tons of server, tons of server provider. We have QServer, we have Web for Africa. There are tons of servers that we have eUkHost, which is one of the good eUkHost. And let me just basically show you some things, okay? Because you have to have this basic knowledge so that you'll be able to appreciate why you are acquiring this skill. Now let me use this third one. I'm randomly just sharing. I'm not attached to this. Okay. Okay, this is we are not talking about domain now. We are looking at servers. Web hosting. Okay, there are different plans. We have this 3,005 per year, and it's going to give you 10 gig of hard disk space. It's going to give you 30 gig of bandwidth, and all these 5 spaces available for database and what have you. And we have all these. This 100 gig for 20,000 naira, 100 gig unmetered bandwidth and what have you, unlimited. This is 20,000 naira per year. Okay, let me see. Quick server hosting, web hosting. When we say web hosting, we are talking about shared server, shared bandwidth. This one is giving you 2 gig or for 5,000 naira per year. This is 8,000 naira, 8,500 for 10 gig. This is mega 21 gig. Now I do not own any of these. I don't have any affiliate interaction with any of these. Okay, let me see eUkHost. I just want to show you, okay, the price for shared hosting packages. Now when we look at VPS, when we say shared hosting, you are limited in so many ways. You are extremely limited. Okay, like 10 gig, 100 gig and what have you, limited, and the cost for shared hosting. Now when we say VPS, this is virtual private server, a complete server that is just partitioned, is partitioned, so this one will not affect this. Okay, it's a complete server that is partitioned, that one side will not affect the other, and that is a VPS. But shared hosting, all of you jam together. Okay, but you'll be jammed together, but your hosting will still be giving you your control panel, because they are going to use control panel that will just allocate just 10 gig for you. That is just what the control panel will do. But VPS is a server, an hard disk that is partitioned, so it can be only 2 people that will be on a dedicated server, and that is how a dedicated server means you are the only one that owns that package, that complete hard disk, and it is for you. And we have to consider the size, the bandwidth, the traffic, and SDD, HDD. Probably it is using recorder, that is the tape side, or the card. These are a bit technical, but I just need to understand, and the admin panel that is being used. Okay, now let us just look at this. We've talked about shared hosting, but I think there should be opportunity for us to see VPS hosting. Let me see how much their VPS hosting cost. Okay, VPS hosting, 4 core, 1 gig RAM, hard disk is 25 gig. This one is 15,000 naira per month. Wow. Okay, all these 10 gig, 75. This should be 100 gig. Okay, there was a video. I saw this. This should be 100 gig, because this is 35,000 naira per month, and this should be 100 gig. Now you can see they gave you 6 core, 4 cores, and okay, these are good. And of course, free monthly cPanel license and what have you. Let me see the shared hosting VPS solution for this VPS server. VPS server for this 30,000 naira, 100 gig per month, 4 gig RAM. This is 38,000 naira, 150 gig. This is 48,000 naira per month. Okay, for this solution. Wow. Okay, good. So the essence of this is just for you to have an idea of how much the servers will cost. Let us also look at dedicated server, a complete dedicated server. Okay, this is 1,000 gig. Okay, this is 110,000 per month. CentOS batch available. Okay, this is 145. This is 180. Okay, dedicated server is also you should know about it, because you want to learn about web development. Okay, wow, it's 140, 160, 190. So much money to be 1 terabyte, and this has 32 DDRAM, DDRAM3, DDR. So good. Basically, all those will be jargons. There will be jargons, because I think it should be .com. Let me see. .com eUkHost also has a very good server solution. Okay, even if it's not, if eUkHost is not coming up, well, we've talked about shared hosting, we've talked about VPS, we've talked about dedicated. Now, if you want to do affiliate marketing, or if you really want to start a business, not the joke, not a joke, a good time business online, you need to think by on VPS. Start thinking of how do I have my VPS. I know the breakdown you see here, this can be scary, you know. This is a dedicated server. The breakdown, the financial cost here can be extremely scary, but that's how actually it works. Okay, so in this guide, I'm going to help you get a VPS server. Okay, a VPS server that is, okay, let me explain this. Under VPS, which is virtual private server, we have two concepts. We have manage and unmanage. Now, when we say manage VPS server, is all this. They have already gotten all this solution for you. This one has 3 IP address, this one has 3 IP address, so we have full access to remote. They have control panel already installed and all those things. These are managed VPS server, having Linux solution. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But there are some unmanaged VPS server. They are just going to give you this IP address assigned to this solution. It is you that will then say, I have an empty server now, nothing on it. Seriously, nothing on it, just the IP address and the login details to that server. You yourself will then pick the solution. You want to pick any of the Linux distros. I'm going to talk about the admin access, the admin panel. Yes, I mentioned admin panel here. So most server, just like most laptop, if you have laptop, you will see that you will install Windows. That is what you majorly, most of us will install. Why? Because Windows makes use of mouse, and you can just use your mouse to drag and what have you. But there's another operating system that is also very, very good, okay, that does not make use of mouse, and it's called Linux. Okay, it does not make use of mouse, it actually makes use of commands. You just have to use your command prompts to access your files, your documents. You just need to understanding a basic commands. So the difference is this: why Windows is very okay that we make use of, it has some limitations. Like for instance, you can have a Linux server solution on your server, and you may not need to reboot it for the next 10 years. For the next 10 years, you don't need to just go online and start rebooting, you don't need to do anything. Just leave it like that. It will be working 24/7, nothing. But if it is Windows, definitely you will need to go on and reboot. It's going to be down several times within a single year. So for web-based solution, most people will recommend that just use Linux, because it is what is preferred for web solution. And when we say Linux, there is what is called Linux distros. Do I get it? Let me search on the next. Linux. Okay, let me use it. Linux distros. Okay, Linux distros. Okay, it's distros. Linux distros. Now let us look at Linux distros. That is Linux version. Linux is an open source, so many people can actually come up and just say, okay, I want to create a Linux distros of something, or a version of something, okay, or type of something. That is just it. So Linux distros, there are tons of Linux distros available, even that you can even use for laptops, even at this time, 2019. There are tons of laptop Linux distros. What's happening to my internet? So how do you do that? You need to understand what are you going to install what this server managed VPS, what they have installed, then I am going to show you that you can actually get an empty server at a very ridiculous amount and install a distros, and it becomes a managed server. You manage it yourself and you are going to save yourself tons of money. This is per month. What about if you actually need to be spending this per year? Okay, for something that, okay, this even up to 100 gig. For something as huge as that, you can actually spend this amount per year and you will get something even better than this configuration. Okay, and that is when you get the raw material, process it by yourself, and you get out a finished product. Let me refresh my server to see if my server is still on. My server is on. Okay, good. So what do I mean? This video may be a bit long because I have to explain, but if you can take your time to go through it, you would appreciate the value. So a server is what we need to work on, and it is as simple and it is easy, and you don't need to spend tons of money on your server, and you can still have the same result, because even these providers, I can boldly tell you, they also get the server and they are now reselling. So that is when you talk about reseller. Okay, you can get a dedicated, in fact that is another business that you can venture into. You can get a dedicated server and you can start reselling it, and once the server provider is okay and they are reliable, your files and your client's files will be okay and will be available on the internet. But that is just by the way. How do we go about this? Oh, I need to look at admin panel as far as server is also concerned. Now, majorly, most of the admin panel you see under managed server, VPS, shared hosting, dedicated, if it is managed, you will see Linux solution will be on it. That is the software, that is operating system that will be on it, and the control panel or the admin manager that will mostly be on it is called cPanel. Okay, control panel. Okay, and it is easy to use and it is very okay. However, cPanel is not the only admin panel that is available online, and there are other ones that are also good and even cheaper, but cPanel has dominated. That does not mean that they are the only one. That does not mean that they don't have alternative. There are alternatives that are very okay. Okay, let me just come to the net here and say alternatives to cPanel. Alternative to cPanel, we have WebMe, we have Synthesys. So we have tons of applications. Okay, we have Synthesys. In fact, Synthesys is one of the applications that we are going to use. Okay, and there are tons of applications that are also available in the marketplace that you can actually use. We also have WebMe. There are tons. It's not only cPanel. Okay, and you will get your results, and you'll be able to manage your application well. Let me just, how do you start? How do you get this? What are those things that are very important that you must, the step? So the first task we are going to look at is to register a VPS. I want to show you a VPS that would give you so much value. So now if you look at this link, okay, this link is an affiliate link. I've talked about affiliate in the previous video. So this is an affiliate link, and So if you look at this link, now we want to look at a VPS that we can actually set up or manage, and we'll install our Linux solution, and we would install our admin panel, and we are not going to spend per annum, we are not going to spend even up to per month of so many of those VPS servers, so that we can actually start hosting so many solutions. You don't need to host only one solution on your server. VPS is huge. You can host so many virtual solutions, and that is one of the reasons why you should start thinking about getting a VPS. So I'm going to just you are going to have this link in your description, and your mail is an affiliate link. It's not going to take any money from you. You are not paying extra. It's going to take you, I would beg of you to click through this link, so that it's going to take you to the page of that's the server that I want to recommend. I'm recommending this. This is what I'm actually using on my most of my solution is a VPS solution provider. So all you need to do is just click the link. It's going to take you to Contabo. Contabo is a VPS solution provider that I can actually server solution provider. I said VPS. Of course, they have other solutions within it. So we have solutions. If you click on the VPS package, click on the VPS package, and you have a solution, a server for €4.99 per month. Okay, just this is a package that I can recommend. There are other packages that you should do. We talk about HDD, then we talk about SDD. So these are very but this solution here, they are all SDD. Okay, and you can actually check the difference between HDD versus SDD. You can actually check that online. They will tell you which one the SDD are faster, lighter, durable, and what have you. This one is a card. This one is a CD. It rotates CD. So that is just, and SDD is better. Okay, and we have SDD 100% SDD series here, and this is very okay. Now if you just need to come to this HP Contabo, and you click on customize and order. Okay, see, you are going to get 8 gig of RAM. I'm not spoiling anybody's market. Please note that I'm not spoiling anybody's market. You are going to get 200 gig of hard disk, 100% SDD. Okay, unlimited traffic. Okay, you are going to have one IP address. Okay, and you can select any of these Linux distros. For this tutorial, for this guide, I would recommend that you select, I advise you that you select CentOS7. Okay, there is something called end of life. We will soon start working on CentOS 8. But for now, what we've been using, so much of us, we've been using CentOS7, and it's very important. Now, when we say end of life, it means there is support for this operating system, CentOS7, till 2024. So you are still very much available. And of course, we also have Windows servers. All these ones are Linux distros that Contabo have, and we have. Just make sure that, please make sure that you choose CentOS7 as your operating system, and you don't choose any other thing. Of course, if you want Contabo to help you set them up, then you may pay for these, but I'm going to show you step by step how to do it, so you don't need to pay for any of those services, and that is just the simple thing. So you don't need to make any payment on all these. You only need to just select CentOS7. Okay, and you are taking, please note, you are taking 4 cores, 8 gig RAM, 200 gig of hard disk. I'm not spoiling anybody's business. For a monthly charges of €4.99. Okay, and of course you should probably take an annual cost. An annual cost will be 5.988 euro. Let me just look at the implication. 5.988 to naira, that is 25,000 per annum. That is the amount you are going to spend to have that server per annum. Yes, this is the amount you are going to spend, but this is not the end. This is not the end. Okay, we talked about the cPanel. I'm going to do an alternative to the cPanel. cPanel is very, very expensive. cPanel pricing. Let us look at cPanel. I would really want us to look at the pricing. Okay, cPanel is expensive. When you look at the base, you can see you'll be paying $15 for a single amount, a single account, up to 5 accounts, up to 30 accounts, and above accounts. You'll be paying this amount monthly, and that is some of the reasons why the cost for those server may be expensive. Per month you'll be paying probably 45,000 and whatever you, and that is one of the reasons. But there is another alternative to this, which is webhuzo.com, and the pricing is also very, very cheap. Okay, Webhuzo, if you come to pricing, Webhuzo is also very, very okay. For a VPS server, which is a VPS, you can pay just $25 per annum. So just convert $25, which gives you a VPS $25 per annum with this. So let us say $1, 25 times multiply that by, let us say 370. Let us say, okay, that is 9,250. Let us say plus 25,481. Okay, that is 34,731 naira per annum. Now, you don't need to be paying per annum. Yes, you don't need to pay per annum. You can actually pay monthly. And that is why VPS here, server here says is $2.5 per month. So you can pay per month. And this Contabo here says it is just 4.99 euro per month. But the first time you are going to pay installation fee. So the first month, if you are actually starting this, you can actually pay, you can end up starting with 4 naira, 4,000, let's say 4,250. Yes, to set up this, and you'll be paying per month, monthly, you'll be paying 4.99 euro. And that is just what you'll be paying per month after the first month. The only difference is that if you fail 4.99 euro, this the amount you'll be paying 2,000 naira per month. Let me tell you something. If you have a shop, how much will you be paying to have a shop? Well, here we are talking about a server of 200 gig, okay, and you can upload several virtual businesses on a single server, and it's going to be your own, only you managing it, using it. And that is why affiliate marketing with this model that I'm going to show you and I'm proving to you now is very, very profitable. You are not going to spend much in order to set up the content, the service. So the first thing you are going to do is to click. I will recommend if you can actually start probably 12 months or probably thereabouts 6 months, so that you can actually reduce your payment, and it saves you time, so that you will not be having a monthly headache of my server will be down. The implication, let me say this, the implication is that if you fail to pay for that month, your server will be down. Then you have to pay for a renewal of your server, and of course you have to also pay to get off, to bring back your content, and They will not do that for you. You have to do that for yourself. So it's most important you understand what your virtual office is. It's just like you rent a shop, and once that month ends and you did not pay, they'll just vacate you immediately. The next thing you will see that you have nothing there again. Of course, that is how this solution works. Okay, and that is that why you can actually set all these things up at a very small amount. Okay, the first one here you can actually set it up less than 3,000 naira. You can have a complete VPS server per month, as against those 30,000, 40,000 naira. God help us all. Okay, but I'm not spoiling their business. I'm only just telling you that if you really want to study web development, you must know these things, and that is why those who know it can actually benefit from it. But those who do not know it, they will have to pay those who know. And that is why this training may be so in depth, so detailed, but is geared at giving you a very good guide to what you need to do. So all you need to do is just select the one that is convenient for you, and I will recommend 12 months so that you will not be having a problem. Please, for God's sake, don't forget to check Cent 07. Don't check any other thing except Cent 07, and there is nothing you will feel again except the total month, and you click order now. Once you click order, it's going to take you to this page whereby you have to fill your detail. For God's sake, make sure that your email is your correct email, because they are going to send you your IP address to your server. Once your server is set up, your IP address and your details to log onto your server will be sent to your email, and that is the only email that you can use to relate to them, to corresponding with them. So please make sure that the email is very, very important, and you repeat the same email here, and here you just put your payment PayPal email address. The PayPal email address, that is what you are going to put here, and the next thing you are going to do, you check all this, and of course you can request that they should be giving you subscribe newsletter and what have you, and you review, order, and submit. So once you review, order, and submit, it's going to take you to PayPal. Okay, and PayPal would confirm that you actually make the order, and they will deduct the money directly from your Naira account. They will deduct the money directly from your Naira account, and that is very, very easy to do. So the most important thing after this stage is to check your mail, and you will receive the correspondence with them. So the next thing you are going to do is to prepare a domain. You know, when we look at, so the next thing to do now will be to look at the domain. If you do not forget, we talk about the server, we talk about the domain and the IP address. So once you've set up your server, they are going to send you an IP address. I'm going to show you how to set it up. But if you do not know how to set it up, if you watch the video and it's still not clear, which is the video you are going to see tomorrow, God willing. If you watch the video and it is still not clear, okay, then you can just contact me. I will help you set it up for free, no money charged, because that is not the problem. That is not even, it's not a problem at all. So, but we've registered the server, we've registered the VPS server at a very convenient amount with us, and we need to set up our domain. So the next thing you will do, you will see I am recommending Dynadot, and if you wouldn't mind, I can also recommend the name Dynadot. I'm recommending Dynadot for this tutorial. So I'm recommending Dynadot for this tutorial. I will do other tutorials with other servers and domain. I'm going to do tons of tutorials. I'm only doing this in order to follow a model so that you are going to get your server cheaper, you are going to set it up easier, and you are going to set your domain name easy without any stress. So why this till day one activity, the server environment have recommended a link. Click through this link to go through the server environment. The domain environment, I'm also recommending another link, affiliate link. It's not costing you anything. I've always been saying that it's just one of the beautiful ways to keep improving businesses. So basically you have to click through this link. I'm going to put the link on the description. So I'm going to put just click through the link and it's going to take you to Dynadot. I'm using Dynadot for myself, for my clients, and I can boldly tell you that Dynadot is a very easy domain registrar. All you need to do is just, once you get to this place, now you need to look at what is your domain, what's going to be your domain. Now look at a name that you want. Let it be unique. Let your domain name be unique. Okay, let it be you can also search a domain name as first level and second level. So when we say top level domain and second level domain, so any domain you see that ends with .com, these are top level domain, and these are the most important domain that you should focus on. You see, when you have .com.ng, now you are using a subdomain, like you are using a second level domain. Dynadot, as much as I know, would always register top level domain and assign it to your IP address. So you need to just check. When you come to this place through the link, you are just going to get to this page. You check for your name, your domain. Like if you check for mojidfetuga.com and you search, it's going to tell you if the domain is available. If the domain is not available, it's going to tell you. Of course, the domain is already registered. It's going to give you some alternatives. Okay, if you check probably yahoo.com, you know, any domain that is registered will tell you this domain is already registered. Okay, if you now say, okay, my test feed, I'm just guessing this .com. Okay, this domain is also registered. My test feed limited.com. I'm really just seeing it. Okay, good. Now if this domain, mytestfield.com, if it is that unique name, you have to make your own domain unique. You just have to make your own domain unique. Let it have something to do with your business, easy to remember, not complicated like my text feed limited. It's very you should make it simple, easy to remember, and something that would have to, you know, influence the brand of your business, of your idea, of any of the affiliate businesses that you'll be coming. And of course, you can always register more than one domain. So it's not only one domain that you can register more than one domain. I'm going to show you how to add it to your IP address and set up your server, and that is so simple. So the first thing you just need to do is to add to cart. When you add to cart, you need to view your cart. You know, when you view your cart, you just need to pick. This domain is $7.99. Okay, I'm not going to go through any Nigerian hosting to show you how much they cost or charge for domain registration. Let me just leave that because it's going to be like I'm spoiling their market. But $7.99 times, let us say, $370 per dollar. So the domain is probably between less than 3,000 naira. Okay, that's if you charge dollar per 370. So you just need to look at that, and you don't need to pick any other thing. Okay, and you click checkout. You don't need to pick any other thing. You just need to click checkout. Now if you have created an account with them before, they will want you to sign in, but you have to create an account with them. You have to enter a username, give an email, enter your detail, put your password here, enter your detail, your phone number and all this, and all this. Enter this verification. If you don't see it, you can change, you can renew, you can change. And once you've done this, and if you have registered, it's going to be in your account. You can pay with PayPal. You will see the payment with PayPal. Okay. I don't want to sign it, because if I sign it, it's going to add this into my cart. I don't want to do that. So that is how you are going to have create a domain. Now when you create a domain, it is going to come as a packed domain. So in the next video, I'm going to do another detailed step how to set up your server and link your domain. So how do you set up your server? That is what we are going to focus on in tomorrow's video. How to set up your server and how to link your domain. So at this stage, you have gotten your server. At this stage, you have gotten your domain. And if you see your domain is per annum, you are going to pay $7.99 per annum. But your server is probably the one you choose, probably per month, per annum, or what have you. The total money you are going to pay in order to set up a website is less than 30,000 naira. Because once you have your server, you can always have your website. Interestingly, let me also show you. Interestingly, you can also register more domain through the link. You can also register more domain and add it into your server, and always add it to that server. And you can also have, within a single server of 200 gig, you can have like 20 businesses, virtual businesses, and set them into automation, and they will be making some income for you. And you only need to pay for the server and pay for the domains, and that's just it. And this is where we are going to stop for today. This is a link to Dynadot. If you notice, they are almost the same. Yes, they are affiliate links, but they are not taking you to the same destination. So this is a link for Dynadot, and that is the link for Contabo. In the next video tomorrow, check your email, check your tomorrow guide for the next video, where I'm going to show you how to install your server and how to link your domain. And with that alone, let us see, with that alone, we will have finished this, and we'll be coming to this. And to me, on the day 3, we are actually progressing. Okay, day 2, tomorrow will be day 2. We are actually progressing. And if you have any question, please feel free to reach out to me through the email, and my social handles are there. I will be willing to help you. I will be willing to walk you through. I say thank you and God bless.